What's up, YouTube? This is DBZ439 coming at you with another deck profile for the new May 2022 ban list, and this time it's Swordsoul Tenyi. This build is a very cookie cutter build, but the reason why I want to showcase this build today is because I went to the Fort Worth Dallas Regionals in May 2022 for the Dimension 4 set. I ended up topping the event, not topping like top 8, but I got top 64, which gets you the national invite. I placed 33rd, and it was, I want to say, over 500 people, maybe like 505. So there was 9 rounds of Swiss. I ended up going 7-2. I'll put the matchups in the description box below, but just to quickly break it down, round 1 I played Punk Theorion. I went 2-0. Round 2, I played the Mirror, but he was playing like the Hulk package. I'm not playing the Hulk package, which included the Scythe Lock. He can't go Auroradon Yazi, but I got it 2-1. Rounds 3 and 4, I lost. So round 3, I played Flunder. He was actually the Flunder player that ranked the highest. He ended up top 4. He Mystic Miami game 1, so that was tragic. And then, ironically, in the subsequent round, in round 4, I also ran into mine. I was playing against Invoked Kaiju. It was a blind second build, and he made mine, so that was really tough. So at this point, at the end of round 4, I'm X2. I really had my doubts if I could even get the invite, but I closed out the rest of the day with 5 wins in a row. But I will say round 5, my opponent did not show up, so let's just call it Despia 2-0, just because it was the most represented deck in the room. Round 6, I played another Mirror, the Swordsoul matchup. I went 2-0. Round 7, I played against Salamangreat with the new Heat Soul package. I beat him 2-1. Round 7, I played Sky Striker. It was a blind second build, and I went 2-1. And in the final round, I played against ABC Theorion Adventure. I went 2-1 in that one. So I ended the day with a 7-2 record, which got me 33rd place. It ended up with 21 points. I almost made top 32. I really wanted to say top 32 in this deck profile, but it is what it is. I got my invite. I'm gonna hopefully be in Chicago middle of July for Nats. So if you guys see me, feel free to say hi and we can chop it up. Before we actually get into the deck list, obviously it'll be in the description box below, so you can skip all this formalities. But I will say this deck list I'm presenting you today is a little bit different with the list that I topped with, or I got 33rd place with. I'll go over the differences and what I changed, but it's like 95% the same build. So without any further ado, let's start the deck profile with the main deck. So of course, this is a Swordsoul Tenyi profile, so you have to max out on all the good Swordsoul cards. So Incredible Ecclesia, unfortunately, it's not a Swordsoul or a Worm by name, but it just tutors out, whatever one from the deck. It's a quick effect, tribute for cost, which is really good. Dodge Imperm Veiler. Really good going second. But it's just another name to max out on the good names. So, Triple Mo Ye, again, really standard build. Nothing really to write home about. Again, lets you synchro summon by itself as long as you reveal Worm or Swordsoul. Lets you draw a card, chain block Chi-Chao. We know the drill. And then triple Longyuan. I like to, call him Longyuan. But he's really good. It burns on synchro summon, lets you synchro until level 10s. Gets you arguably into your best boss monster in the deck, which is Sinister Sovereign. Really broken card. Put in a lot of work. The only thing is it pitches for cost, so sometimes you can't really Veiler that in hand, but it helps you go Baron, and like if they negate it, it's kind of tragic. Okay, so here's where it's kind of different. So I'm playing one Taia as of now, but at the day that I topped the regionals, I was actually playing 2 Taia. So I was playing 2 Taia and 1 Shathana, but now I'm playing 1 Taia, 1 Call by the Grave, and 1 Sacred Summit. So I know a lot of players like to play 2. I was playing 2 on the day of, and Taia does put in a lot of work. I really like how it chain blocks for Baxia, and when you chain block with Baxia, like going second, chain link 1 Baxia, chain link 2 Taia to dump, you usually dump Mo Ye, and then you can use Baxia effect. And then obviously the reason why you want to, obviously you can sync for Baxia using Mo Ye or Taia, but the benefit of syncing with Taia for Baxia is you get double spin as opposed to one. And also, when you dump the Mo Ye off the Taia, you can use Baxia effect, provided you have something to pop, to revive the Mo Ye, and then, like, go into another Synchro 8. So I've been doing that play, all day at the regional, so it was really clutch. Baxia is probably the MVP of the entire deck. The card is insane, not a once per turn, and just, like, cleans house and just goes to town. Onto the Tenyi stuff. This is really standard. Triple Ashuna tutors any Tenyi from the deck, but locks you into worms. Just really good for going into, like, Chaofeng or even, like, a ranked a Synchro 8. So that's really without your normal. And then Triple Vishuda. I know a lot of people cut this, but I just like to max out on the names. Just it's a level 7, it's a body, and it's just really good going second, bouncing anything like floodgates or monsters. And then Triple Adhara, the level 1. Again, I'm not playing the Hulk package, but this card is really good for recurring your resources, and then it's just really good for, like, syncing into level 8 with this and Vishuda. Sometimes if you open a Tenyi name with a vessel, it's like a free Chichao or a free Baxia into a Chaofeng without the normal. So that's really, really good. Again, I did mention before I was playing one Shathana. It did come up in the final round against ABC, where you set up Monk with Blackout, and then you have a Shathana, so you effectively get 3 pops, which is really good. So that did come up, but I cut Shathana for this profile you're seeing now, just because I am not playing Circle. I didn't even play Circle at the regional, but I was playing Shathana, which was kind of weird. I think I was expecting Ghost Darker, didn't get Ghost Darker at all. I got Token Collected once, thankfully. I got Nibiru'd once, but, it is what it is. You expect that. But overall, performance was great. Going into the hand trap lineup, obviously you want to main Triple Ash for the branded fusion in particular. You also want to main, like, Triple Veiler to, like, stop, like, Aluber on normal summon. Granted, if they're smart, they're going to just use brand opening in the standby, so you can't really Veiler that. Hopefully you can also Veiler the Lubellion on summon. Again, I'm just speaking from theory. I didn't actually play against any Despia, thankfully. But this was also for Despia, triple DD Crow to essentially negate the branded in red. Then you just have to deal with the one Mirror Jade or the one Predator Plant Dragostapelia. Okay, that's it for the monsters. It should be 28 in the main. Onto the spells, we have Swordsoul Emergence, broken card, just tutors into any of the Swordsoul you need at the moment. Also, it's a name itself, so if you open multiples, it's fine. You can pitch one for, like, Longyuan. It's still really good. I actually don't really use the graveyard effect that much. I'm not that talented, but it does come up if you're good. But onto the other, like, power spell is Triple Vessel. This card is really good when you open it in conjunction with the Tenyi, not so much with, like, another, like, Swordsoul name. I like it when opening with the Tenyi because it gets you into Chaofeng without the normal, which lets you play around Veiler, Nib, Gamma, Ogre. It's just really good. I really like this card. I'm not playing Cycle. This is a 42 card build, by the way. Again, the deck list will be in the description box below, but this card is really solid. Helps you just dump Vishuda going second and just, like, break boards. It was really good for me all day. Double Desires, again, I'm not going for the Hulk package. This did recently come back to 2, so might as well just play it. And I'm not playing any bricks like Despot or 1 or right now the popular tech choices Jet Synchron with Scythe, because if you can get into Hulk, you just make Dagda, and then you just make Baronne with Scythe Lock on the turn. But I'm not playing with that build, so I'm just playing Double Desires. The one Call by the Grave, again, I wasn't playing this at the day of the regional. This would be a second Taia or the Shathana, and then this would be the other one. So these two on the my main deck changes were this was a Shathana and this was a Taia. But right now I'm testing with one Call by and one Sacred Summit. I think Sacred Summit is really good. One thing I realized at the regional was I kind of missed, like, the extender, and this is what gets you there. It's really good mid to late game. Even if you draw it, you can pitch it off or reveal for Mo Ye or Longyuan, so that's still really strong. It's the same concept. Even if I'm running one Taia, I'm still, like, running, like, one Blackout as well. So, like, if you banish off a Desires, so be it. But, like, I just like to have, like, the one card utility. Like, if it's good to, like, search off, like, Chichao, like, mid to late game. and then to proceed to more combos. So I like in theory I like the summon. I still haven't tested it, but I did not play this at the day of the regional. Last of the traps is triple imperm. So effectively, I'm running 12 hand traps in the main, in a 42 card deck. So the idea is to open at least 2 hand traps going first, and then like you can side them out going second, if you know you're going first. Okay, that's it for the main deck. Let's quickly go on to the extra deck. I'm playing triple monk. So right now I'm playing triple monk, but the day of the regionals, the one change I had, one of these was a Baguska. Now Baguska did help me win round 1, but throughout the day, like I was really missing the third monk. It's really important in the grind game, like because you play so many like Tenyis, and like it just turns on all the Tenyis in your grave. So I moving forward, I'm gonna play with 3 monk. I know some people just play with 2, but in my in my testing, in my limited testing, I like 3, and then the 1 shaman to go with it. Helps revive, push, helps break boards with monk, and then like you can like go into like berserker, because you can still activate like berserker effects, because it's a worm special from the extra deck, and this locks you into only using Tenyi special summon extra deck monsters. So it's kind of convoluted, but it comes up. The 1 Baronne, fantastic card, helps you play around Nibiru, and then like being able to tag out, like once you burn the negate, you can tag out on the standby phase, and then like reuse Mo Ye or Taia. So it's really nuts. Really broken card. This is definitely the boss monster of the deck, but I wouldn't say it was the MVP. Like it won me games, don't get me wrong, but and it's like in fact. Against in round 3 against the Mystic Mind, if I knew, like I went Chengying against Flunder, but it was blind. Like I didn't know he was playing game 1, so I went Chengying. But in hindsight, if I went Sinister, it would have put in much more work. But card is insane, just burns people. It's a double negate in one body, and then like if you burn with Longyuan, that's 12, and then you burn twice with this, so it's 36. They're almost at half life, so it's really strong for going for game. Definitely the boss monster, but. Again, my MVP of the day was Baxia. But to round off the, synchros for the Swordsoul in particular, the double Chichao, again, really standard, nothing to write home about. Searches and negates on your opponent's turn, really nuts. 1 Berserker, this didn't really come up for me, but I'll never cut this. I mean, in theory, it's perfect because you don't want to play into Token Collector, so that's, like, if you can, like, open Tenyi plus... Vessel, you get a free Berserker or a free Chaofeng, whichever one you're scared of. So Berserker's really good, and like I mentioned before, it has really good synergy with Shaman. The 1 Dragai, again, didn't really come up on the day of the regionals. I played it, but it's primarily good against back row, and I didn't really run into a lot of back row. It's also good against, Despia, which is arguably the most popular deck right now, if not the best deck. It's really good to negate Branded Fusion, and you're going to have Mo Ye engrave. And then for the Yang Zing synchros, the 1 Chaofeng, I love going into this card. I know a lot of Swordsoul players don't really go into that this card that much, but I really like it. It just turns off Nibiru if you're really scared of it, and Valor, which are really popular against this deck. The 1 Yazi, it came up once in the grind. It didn't really win me the game, but the idea is you make it with Longyuan and Adhara, so that's really good. And then, like I said, MVP of the day, double Baxia. My goodness, Harvest's Return was not invented back in 2015, so this card is really insane, in today's game. And like I said, it spins based on the number of different attributes you use it. So ideally you want to use Taia, but Taia and Mo Ye both chain block this card on summon, which is really, really strong. The only thing I complain about this card, and again, it's still really broken, it doesn't float like Chaofeng. There's a lot of people, but at least it baits the negate. Like when I summoned it against like Striker, the Torrential, I didn't get any advantage out of it, but it still like forces the back row, which is really strong. Okay, that's it for the extra. Let's quickly go on to the side. Again, the side is pretty much the same that I ran at the day of, but there is one change, and we'll quickly review that. So triple Nibiru, this was the same, and it puts in a lot of work against like the Swordsoul matchup or punks. So that's really good. Triple Droll. This was really strong as well. Good against Flunder. Good against Drytron actually topped the event. I actually didn't play Drytron myself, but in theory, it's a really good card. Triple Twin Twisters at the day of the regionals. These were Cosmic Cyclones. I think in theory, like you have good pitch fodder, so you might as well run the Twin Twisters, and especially against like Flunder and Despia when they set up like branded in red with Zombie World or map with Dreaming Town, you want the double hit. So I think moving forward, I'm gonna stick with Twin Twisters. Sure, it sucks against like Heavenly Sky Prison and like Eldritch Trap cards, but I'm gonna try testing with Twin Twisters as opposed to Cosmic. Triple Evenly match. I use this a lot in the mirror and in the Despia matchup. In theory, again, I didn't really play Despia, but yeah, it was really good. And then this basically won me the final game of the day against ABC Theorion Brave. It's really good. I mean, it's good against Flunder as well, but I only saw it in my final round, which is, it is what it is, no complaints, but anti-spell is really good. I know a lot of folks are trying to play like Dim Barrier and Rivalry. I like that, but I just need more space in my side for going second, in my opinion. So, okay, that's it for the deck profile. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I know it's a little bit longer video, but I really enjoyed the regionals at Fort Worth. Shoutouts to Epic and Konami for hosting and organizing the event. It was the first regional in a long time, so thank you guys so much for organizing. I know the logistics are gonna be a nightmare for 500 plus people. So, and they did a really good job. So thank you guys so much. For organizing the event, and thank you to my subscribers or to my viewers to watching the video. If you guys really enjoy this content, please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you so much for watching the video, and have a nice day.